Hey, I wanna be somebody. Hey, y'all. I wanna be somebody. Hey, I wanna be somebody. Woo! With somebody who loves. Okay. So I had to bring it in with a little Whitney. Order in the court. Okay, guys, y'all know you send me all your questions and your stuff. Okay, before we start going through these crazy questions that y'all be sending me because they're hilarious. Before we go through these questions, guys, did y'all hear that? Okay, we already know the abortion bill is going on, right? But did y'all hear that the Department of Justice is going to fight Texas? What? The Department of Justice sues Texas over its new restrictive abortion law. I'm wondering if the Department of Justice has standing. Okay, order. Because the doctors didn't have standing. Planned Parenthood didn't have standing. Does the DOJ have standing? Do they have standing? They're trying to say the law is unconstitutional. I guess they're trying to say you're trying to nullify the Constitution. Maybe that gives them standing. So it'll be good to see how that happens and how that works. I hate when people call me my stuff. Let me turn this off because baby, I am in the middle of a show. Okay. So that'll be great to see exactly how that goes. Just so everybody understands, those who don't know, a lot of us are legally, we already know we keep up with that type of stuff. But normally the government can't, a state is sovereign and a state has the ability and the right to make whatever laws within their confines, within their state that they wish. And the federal government cannot disturb those laws that they make unless those laws are unconstitutional. Okay. And so we're a federally built government. So there are layers to the government and there are checks and balances that each portion of the government has over the other. But nothing changes the fact that states are sovereign, okay? And you cannot tell the states what they can and cannot do within their walls, only under these very specific and very restrictive circumstances. And so this is going to be very interesting to watch. So post on what y'all think. And then Biden has already said that he is not going to let the states mess with his vaccine mandate. So that's interesting as well, because he has said that he has all types of powers that I don't really know necessarily if he truly has. But hell, Trump did it. Shit. Goose. Gander. So he was doing all types of stuff that didn't make no sense and saying that he had the authority to go to Domino's and order Pizza Hut. So we're going to see how far Biden gets. This is pretty cool. And so for everybody who supports Trump that thinks that Biden is overstepping, back at ya. Trump overstepped, baby. He Cupid shuffled on top of some laws and shit. So it is what it is. What you do to others, they will do unto your ass. It's in the Bible. They gonna do to you what you do to them. So don't be throwing rocks and hiding your hand. All that is off in there. So we're just seeing it come to fruition at this time. So yeah, people kill me with that though. They kill me with that. Biden is overstepping. Biden is doing things that he does not have the authority and the power to do, and so was Trump. That's why didn't nobody get their damn taxes back, and he lost everybody's returns and all types of shit and stole your money and shit. But you don't have a problem with that because he was doing it. So let Biden get a little antsy and step on top of some rules and push some limits. Moving along. Let me go ahead and start off with a personal injury question because I don't get that many. So I want to make sure I address those. If I was hit in a rental car and the individual who hit me drove off, am I solely liable for the expenses incurred from the accident? I live in Dallas, Texas. I rented a car in Texas and I was hit. The driver of the other vehicle fled the scene. Fast forward, the rental agency is now holding me responsible for all of the fees and expenses they incurred in salvaging the vehicle. Damn. Since it was a hit and run, what are my legal rights? Am I responsible since I was hitting the vehicle and I got the rental car's insurance? Honey, people have to learn. So we're going to go ahead and call court to order. That's why you're supposed to get the insurance. So yes, they are probably trying to hold you accountable for things. But if you have insurance, that's what insurance is for. Okay? Insurance is for that. Especially if you bought their insurance. Then you should have insurance that covers that. And I don't understand how they're really billing anything to you other than fees that they normally have to bill, because their insurance should be picking that up. So you need to see what's going on with your personal insurance as well as their insurance, because you're gonna have to, more than likely, I believe, utilize both. I don't know exactly what their policy is on their insurance, but I think they are supposed to cover you in full. So you just need to figure out what's going on. If you got the car rental, if you got the rental cars insurance, then everything should be fine. I don't understand what the problem is. And I don't understand why they are trying to say that you are responsible for all the fees, and expenses. All that should be wrapped up in that insurance policy. And if there's anything that isn't covering that, you have insurance yourself, I hope. So I'm hoping that, anything that they cannot get because of, maybe the policy was exhausted possibly on their side, that they can get the rest from your insurance company if you have one. Okay, but always make sure all insurance is exhausted. Fight with and tussle with them a little bit if you need to. Consult a lawyer about the situation. Let them look a little bit more at it, and you'll be able to be fine. Okay. All right, so we're gonna move along now. Cause see, I thought somebody else hit you, but it looked like you hit somebody, or you had a car collision by yourself. Y'all, and I'm not being rude, okay? I'm just being frank, okay? You know my name is Allie. I'm being frank today. A lot of times people try to say they in car wrecks with somebody else, they be in a car wreck with themselves, baby. I hope that did not happen anywhere where the guardrail is messed up or there is evidence that it was really just you driving drunk. That tends to happen. You said salvage the vehicle. You done told them people shit. You act like it was a minor bump the way you kind of slid on in with the question, and then we found out it was devastatingly horrible at the end. Yeah, but don't worry about it. You did all you could. You got the insurance, honey. They're not gonna be able to really do anything to you. I think you're just getting freaked out because you're getting hit with all these types of bills and stuff. At the end, insurance should cover it. But make sure you don't drive drunk, get in altercations or car wrecks with yourself. Both are bad. And then be honest. If you accidentally ran off the road because a deer came, that's probably better than saying I got in a car wreck and the person left, because they can see if there's paint. And if that car is totaled, I'm just trying to figure out how there's no paint from the other car on your car to make them feel like they don't want to believe you. I don't know what's going on, baby. Just be truthful, okay? That's all you got to do. And always call the police unless you're drunk, okay? Which is how that person very well got away, because you didn't want to make no calls because you was drunk. I'm gonna move along because everybody in Texas be drunk and driving. Not everybody, but a lot of y'all drink and drive. Y'all think that shit is cool. Y'all know Texas is spread out and you got to have a car to live here. So you already know how they gonna be on the drunk driving laws. Texas is telling everybody that they gonna sponsor their own damn wall. We got biddings apparently from somewhere to pay for the wall that the federal government is not paying for. So you already know that they're going to be hard on everybody driving on the road, because they want to see is it somebody with a license or someone without. Okay? And then, we get insurance issues here in Texas because there are a lot of people who drive without licenses. So the insurance companies are a little bit tiffy and hard and a little rougher here than they are in most places. And the laws are a little bit more rougher here with respect to, hit and runs and crimes on the road and or accidents on our Texas roads, just because we have to go through a lot. Okay, so we're gonna move along. One more car wreck question and then we're done with them. Okay, why am I being sued for an accident that wasn't my fault? Girl, because it might have been your fault. Okay, they don't agree. They think it was. I was at a store leaving a parking lot. On my way out of the store, it was other cars coming. I stopped, let the other car pass, and as soon as the car passed in front of me, I feel a car slam into the back of my car. I was like, who was that? I get out of my car. This is a black person. I get out of my car for damage, and my tail light was banged in on the driver's side. I was nice about the situation. I didn't have any insurance. Girl, that's why you're up there. That's why you're being sued, bitch. You want everybody to help you, girl. If you had an insurance company to back your ass up, they wouldn't be suing you, girl. They know you don't have no insurance, so you can't do shit. So her insurance company, even though they know it was her fault, putting it on you. I'm telling y'all better get insurance. Did I just tell y'all how it is in Texas? Did I just tell you? Let me finish reading, but I can already answer the question before I get to the end of the bottom of this statement here. I didn't have any insurance. I just decided to buy a new light. He claims I hit him, but clearly how he slammed into me, the front of his car was damaged pretty badly. Girl, you out of there. Okay, you're black, so I can talk to you like a black person. Girl, you out of there. It don't matter, girl. You should have had no business if they're driving that car, girl, without no insurance, girl. Because even if it is not your fault, honey, baby, you will be charged with it in the court of civil liability, because they're going to get these high-powered lawyers to fight and say it was your fault, and you don't even have a lawyer, so that you can't even fight against those high-powered lawyers. Y'all, insurance, when you have insurance, it stops a lot of problems from coming your way. I'm trying to tell you, okay, when you don't have a lawyer behind you to represent you, which is what every insurance company provides when you have insurance, you get run over. And that's just what happens. And unfortunately, that's what's happening to this young lady. It was not even her fault. And we can clearly kind of tell that because the person hit her in the back. Okay? It's a parking lot. Nobody should be driving that fast where they're running into the back of somebody. You're not paying attention clearly. Okay? But this girl's going to have to fight some high-powered lawyer that's going to be able to use legal lingo and twist up words and have us say stuff she didn't mean to say, so that they can get out of paying a bill that they really should be paying, because their client's car was so messed up. And so that's what happened, ma'am. You didn't have no insurance. You should have called the general. Allah Yamahim. Okay? Call the general, baby. If you got to get freeway insurance, girl, if you got to get ACC, you do what you got to do. Have insurance. Y'all, liability at least. Come on. What is going on? If you have liability, they won't be able to put stuff on you. Moving along. Next case. You going to get some insurance, girl. Woo. Child custody question. I believe the temporary orders for child custody are now null and void due to a legal document, but want to confirm. I live in Austin, Texas. Myself and my child's mother went to court to establish agreed temporary orders. That was in 2017. In 2019, we have a document from my lawyer stating order granted, motion to retain. It states that it will be granted with the following conditions. Mediation must be completed and the results of the mediation reported to the court within 90 days of the date of the order. If mediation is not successful, a scheduling order including a trial date in compliance with the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 190 must be filed within 120 days of the date of the order. Then it says in all caps, if these requirements are not satisfied, the case will be dismissed without further notice from the court. Does that mean that the court order for 2017 is null and void? Wow! Somebody with a brain. Somebody with a brain. Yes, you are correct if the court dismissed it. So what you need to do, sir, because you're smart, what you need to do is keep on being smart like you are. Okay? Keep paying attention to detail, because that's going to get you way ahead in life. I know you already far out because you pay attention to detail, so you're up here while most people are down here. Okay? And you're here. So you're smart. Okay? So what I want you to do, sir, is you're going to check with your court. And you're going to find out if that case was dismissed, sir. If that case was dismissed, sir, you are absolutely right. There are no temporary orders for child custody. They are null and void, sir. And you are back in the situation that you were in prior to the order. Absolutely, sir. I'm going to go ahead and give this man a hand clap because he's smart. Okay? And see, a lot of times, people, all we have to do is just read our what? Court order. We try to act like we don't know a lot of shit. But if you read your court order like this man read his court order, then you will see that you have a damn advantage, because the other motherfucker ain't gonna read the court order. See, this man here knows what he's talking about. See, that woman didn't know, because the temporary orders must be good for the woman and bad for him. And if she was smart, she'd have made sure all that shit that the court said was gonna happen, so that her shit wouldn't be null and void. Sir, you are smart, and I love clients like you. Okay, the case is won before you shine on as a lawyer when you have a client like this. Moving on. Excellent, sir. Round of a gavel. Excellent. Read your orders, y'all. Half the time you call me and ask me questions, that damn it is right there in the order. Read your orders. If you want to know your case and you want to get over on the other side, you got to know your case better than the what other side. Then you can sneak them with stuff if necessary. You don't want to be sneaky all the time, but sometimes you got to. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with some low down people. So always have one up on your ex. Okay, by knowing the court order, especially in family law. You got to know that order inside and out. When you act according to that order, you can catch the other side not acting according to that order, and you can get an advantage over the other side. Always know the rules. Always know your order. Boom. Next case. I've got a legal question. Can I move out if I'm almost 18 in Texas? Hell the hell no, your ass cannot. Are you 17 years old? I'm 17 years old, turning 18 in about 2 to 3 months, and I really want to move out of my parents' house and into my grandparents' house. Girl, your grandparents need to lock their fucking doors. I'm trying to wait till I'm 18, but I really want to move as soon as possible. Can I move with my grandparents at 17, almost turning 18? This is against my parents' wishes, obviously. But if it's against your parents' wishes, no, you cannot. Wait till you're 18 and get your ass over there so you can sit down and be nothing at your grandparents' house, because that's all you want to do. If both of your parents are against that, then it's probably because your grandparents are not going to watch your ass. Looks to me like you don't want any supervision, little woman from Nederland, Texas. Okay? You don't want supervision. And if you don't want supervision, then there's a problem with you, not your parents. What in the hell are you doing that you can't wait 2 to 3 months till you turn 18 to move out? Who you trying to mess with? Some little nasty boy? You trying to flush your life down the toilet? You don't want to go to college? What is it? And your grandparents are old and decrepit and they can't follow your ass around to make sure you do what you're supposed to do because grandparents act like they never had kids. You know, grandparents throw me off. How they let your children get by with more shit than they ever let you get by. My mama lets my kids get by with shit that she would have never even thought to even try to allow me to get by with. And I have to remind her sometimes that I'm going to need her to let me do this because she didn't let this what she told me. When I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to do it. So how can we make this exception for these two? We're not going to make this exception for these two. It's not going to happen. You know, so sometimes grandparents have to be reminded. And grandparents are not parents. They're parents, but they're not. Because they let children do whatever the hell they want to do. And that's just the truth. Grandparents, start putting your feet down. I know your feet are a little, they're not as strong as they used to be. But, you know, kids listen to you. See how these kids want to just go to their grandparents' house because they know they're going to get everything they want? So grandparents side with the parents. Grandparents don't allow, I'm a rule, that these grandparents shouldn't allow this girl to come stay in their house. These grandparents need to tell this girl that she needs to follow by her parents' wishes. And only if she ends up at a whore on the street should they let her in. You know, I'm just being honest. You know, you got to side with the kids, man. You got to, grandparents, I'm ordering you to let this girl know, this granddaughter of yours know that you done known her parents longer than you knew her. Longer than you know her. So you're going to have to side with who you know the longest. And your loyalty is going to have to lie with your children, not with your grandchild. So you got, when your parent and the grandparent gets together and aligns themselves, some kids are stuck like chalk. And that's the best thing to do. Parents always align with the grandparents. Grandparents always align with the parents and leave them kids with nowhere to go because they full of shit. They love to play people against each other. Don't allow it. Don't you be the gateway for a child to play games and screw their life up, please, grandparents. I'm ruling that the grandparents need to do what the parents ask in this particular case because this child wants no supervision like many of our children. This child obviously doesn't want to do shit right because you have two parents just trying to raise you to your 18 and make the best out of you. And you're up at 9 o'clock writing me when your ass ought to be in school because you're 17. How the hell are you at anybody's school at 9:05 in 25 seconds? And now you on your phone in class. I'm going to order you not to have your phone in class. I'm going to order you not to be on legal websites trying to research shit. I need you in government class. Ain't that what y'all take when you in 12th grade? Okay, so get off the phone, girl. Next case. Don't email me during school time. Like, I don't know what time it is. Don't send the email while you at school talking about leaving your parents' house. These kids, let me tell y'all something. These kids, the internet lies to these children. The internet lies. And the internet makes these children believe that they have freedoms that they do not have. Remind your children, okay, that they don't have no damn freedoms off in your house, please. Because these children are getting too out of hand. They doing too much, too soon. And it's only going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them in the long run. And it's going to turn us into a socialist society. We don't want that. Come on. Shit. Next case. I have a legal question. I got married in Las Vegas but never filed a license in Texas. Where do I file for divorce? We reside in Texas but got married in Vegas. I never filed the license in Texas, but now I want a divorce. Is the marriage binding since I never submitted it to my home state? What state do I have to file for divorce in? Girl, hell no. If the license ain't returned, you ain't married. Unless now you can argue that it's a common law marriage because y'all done held each other out as husband and wife. I don't know when y'all got married. So you may or may not need a marriage. So this is what I would do. If you need a marriage because you need to get some shit from them because you done intertwined everything and you've been holding yourself out as husband and wife for longer than 3 years, so yada 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 yada, then yeah, you're going to file for divorce. Common law though, because you never returned the license. And you're going to do it in the state of Texas, where your marital abode is, where you all lived and remain married at. Not in Vegas. Don't go there. Excuse me, I don't have a corona. I don't. So that's what you're going to need to do. This happens a lot. Hold on, y'all. I need some water. See, when you got to yell at children, your throat gets scratchy. Whew, mine thought he was going to act up at football practice today, and I had to have him up there cleaning the bathroom. And so my throat is already, it's a little in distress, you know, because I have 11, 12-year-old that thinks he runs my damn house. I know. But let me tell y'all parents something about these children. And I'm going to get back on this marriage question. You never run out of shit to clean. Your house can never be too clean. And I want y'all to understand, your house can never be too clean. Forget spankings, people. They don't work. Throw spankings in the trash can. If they're a woman, they're going to be Cinderella. If they're a male, they're going to be Cinderfella. Make them clean, honey. Make them clean. Shine it up. Wash some clothes. Fold some clothes. Teenagers hate folding clothes and shit. It's a horrible thing. Baby, send your children to my house. I'm going to show you what to do. They're going to come out folding. Baby, washing clothes. Cleaning. I know what to do with children that don't want to listen. Okay. But back to you, ma'am. This is a complicated matter for you. Yes, you were going to file divorce regularly. Anyhow, you would use abandonment as one of the grounds or one of the grounds. But the issue is going to be getting service on this gentleman. Even if he does decide that he's going to sign a waiver, ma'am, you know, notaries in other countries, it has to comport with the standards for a notary here in Texas for our family courts. That's going to be kind of hard for you to get over that hump, I would argue, unless you can get him served in Austria, which then that still has to be a sworn statement that's entered into the court of law to say he's been served. So you're going to probably need to hire a lawyer, because just the fact that he's not here anymore is going to create a few issues for you. However, I think he's around the corner and that he's just not going to take care of the child. And, you know, I'm going to say this, and I'm not being rude or anything, but foreigners are very good at evading and not taking care, okay, of children or doing anything else that they don't want to do. And the reason is because they're smart. And the way that they're smarter than us is because they understand the value of reading, okay, and learning. And they do learn the rules so that they're able to skirt around them, okay, like I said earlier in my show today about the gentleman with the temporary order. When you know the rules to things, you can slide through a little bit more easier. In addition to that, you can make sure that you're following the rules and make the rules work for you in your favor. A lot of the times we as Americans, and I just hate to say this, we lazy as hell a lot of the times. We don't want to learn shit. We don't want to know nothing. And so people from other countries are able to come over here and play us, okay? Like some funky pianos. And that's because they understand the value of knowing the rules, and they encompass everything they do encompasses the rules, or it doesn't, but they know that it doesn't, okay? And they know how to maneuver, okay? And they outmaneuver us just because they learn the rules, okay? So, ma'am, you're gonna need to get an attorney, okay? Because I said all that to say it's gonna be hard catching this one, okay? And when you get your divorce, they're gonna want to see some sort of a child support. They're going to want to see things. I don't even know if you can get through this divorce by yourself. This man seems like he is far more wittier than you. I hope you did not get this man his citizenship and he has now abandoned you, because, girl, that is messed up, okay? But you can be utilized by people of other countries in order to get their citizenship and get their permanent residency, honey. Then they fall out with you, act like you slapped them, go underneath some sort of violence, and don't need you to get the rest of their papers, lie and tell you they leave and come back and still get their shit. So you want to make sure he's not doing that also. So if I were you, I would check with two people, baby. An investigator and USCIS to see if his ass really over here. Is he really gone or not? That's going to let you know if it'll be easy for you to get service on your petition for your divorce or not. Because I know a lot of times people say they're gone. They lie, baby. So it is what it is. that is going to be the end of our show on today. Okay, guys. So, make sure you email me, booker@bookerlawfirm.com, so I can get your case heard on the show here and rule, okay? Rule, like I ruled for her to get an attorney. No, get an attorney. Again, it's too witty for you. And I can rule again on your case, okay? Always here if you need me, okay? So, and other people send different types of emails. Make sure you add me on Instagram, she_your_lawyer, okay? And make sure you subscribe to the channel. You like my videos, okay? If you click the little bell, it'll make sure that it notifies you whenever one of these nice little new puppies is uploaded. And y'all have a fantastic day and weekend. Goodbye. Order in the court, but now court is in recess, honey. Recess, you all. Bye. So, post your comments below on how you believe this is going to affect us, honey, because that's a big deal to me.